Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. For whoever is in the stream. Oh. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, very interesting day so far already. I told you guys before that this is going to be a eval and paper trading day only, right? For those of you guys who are new to the stream. So, what is going on as far as intraday is concerned? Okay, super interesting. So, I told you guys yesterday, this is a blank chart, right? But I told you yesterday that we were very likely to go to the 50% of the leg. Whoops, that's a line. We were super likely to go to 50% of this leg right here. And we missed it yesterday by a tick, give or take. Let me go to the daily quick. Yeah, from high to low. And if we go to the 1 minute chart, or the 5 minute even, you'll see from yesterday. This is where we were yesterday, and then we came up today, and we swept it, and now we're rejecting. So from where we go from here is also very tough. I will tell you guys right now, I'm not going to take this first IFEG setup that we see on the day if this closes above, because first of all, it's an eval only day, and I know it's going to be super manipulated. It's the day before FOMC. So if this first IFEG setup works, am I going to take this? Absolutely not. Will we probably go to this high? Probably, but I know from past experience it's not smart to take the first IFEG setup that you see on a day like today. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Give me 1 second, sorry. Alright, so I do have an eval account open on the right side. And I do have, this is obviously paper trading here. But regardless of what happens today, guys, even if I take a setup, you have to realize that I am taking this on an eval account and a paper account. So nothing that I do even matters, okay? I'm still going to focus on taking the best setups I can. But that doesn't mean that you should be taking it on a live account. Of course, it's up to you what you do with your accounts. You're the one clicking the button, not me. If you win, it's your fault. If you lose, it's your fault. But yeah. So again, what I said earlier, we traded into this 4-hour fair value gap, and we finally came up and touched the 50% of the last leg, and we are rejecting from it. So what do I expect to happen from here? I'd hope to see downside continuation, but again, because of the nature of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen. I'm going to go to my regular NQ chart because that's where I have everything written down. Wait, what the heck? Why was it all delayed? Am I losing my mind? Okay, interesting. So you can see that we, in Asia and London, just like I said yesterday, we were very likely to come up and touch the 50% of the 4-hour. And now, potentially we could reject from this 5-minute fair value gap. Maybe. In fact, guys, I'm going to actually put on the screen right now. Paper trading plus eval only today. It is the day before FOMC. Don't be a degenerate gambler. All right, so now that you guys see that on the screen, realize that today is just a paper trading day for me. I've traded this day many times in the past. I know it can be heavily manipulated, and I'm not trying to risk real money on a day like today. Even though I can still probably take a profitable trade, it still does not matter. This is my system, and this is how I operate. Again, you're welcome to do whatever you want with the information I give you, but it's up to you. You're responsible for what happens to your accounts, right? Not me. So I don't know if we created equal highs here. I doubt it. Wait, are these equal highs? Nope, they swept them by a tick. So on a day like today, guys, I love to see equal highs and equal lows get left on the chart. So it's like almost like inducement. They create equal highs and equal lows to get people excited, and then they don't sweep them. They use them to generate liquidity. And then they take the market lower or higher, vice versa. But be very aware of inducement today. So anything that you see on the charts that looks really good to the upside or really good to the downside, be aware it's probably going to do the opposite. But already you can see we had was this a 5-minute close above the fair value gap? Let's double check. Wow, so there was a 5-minute close above here, and this inverse did work back to the upside, which I'm actually really surprised about. Normally on a day like today, they do not let the first IFEG setup work. But we swept liquidity. Nothing yet, DZTV. I didn't take anything. Today is a paper trading day, again, guys. But I'm being, again, guys, super cautious and looking for equal highs to be formed. I think that will be a really good opportunity to potentially take a short, and that they would leave the equal highs. And again, this is paper, this is complete speculation, but I'm just going to show you guys what my thought process is beforehand, obviously. But you can see here, this is the Asia session and the London session. If you guys want to put these on your trading view charts, yes, it's demo today, DZTV. And the reason is, again, guys, paper trading and demo because it is the day before FOMC. We have FOMC and we have Tesla earnings tomorrow, which are going to be huge. And we have ASML before market open, I believe. So everything, I think, is going to be manipulated today and designed to generate liquidity for tomorrow. Again, you guys can do whatever you want. Personally, I just do not trade this day on a live account. Personally, up to you what you do. But you guys, if you want the Asia and London session on your charts, this is called I don't know what it actually is called, to be honest, but you can look it up on your trading view. Look up Asia London sessions or something, and it should give you this ability to create these boxes. But you can see here that in the morning session, we swept below Asia low, and then we had an immediate bullish reaction, closed above this 5-minute fair value gap, and there was a bullish reaction to this buy side. I saw this live, but I did not take it again, guys, because of the idea that I don't take the first IFEG on the day before FOMC. It's just a manipulated day. I don't take it. So whatever you guys do is up to you, obviously. Maybe it works for you, but... So we just swept this high by a tick. It could be a rejection spot. I don't know, but... Nothing that I see that's like perfectly A+ right now. Zach. Oh, good morning, Zach. Guys, so Zach took a trade yesterday. I'll answer your question in a second. He took a trade yesterday on one of his evals. He took the 9:30 low yesterday in the afternoon session, and I don't know if he took an IFEG or what, but he was almost able to pass a 150K eval on one trade, which is pretty wild. But Zach says, I've been meaning to ask, if you are looking at a 5-minute FEG, IFEG, assuming you're looking for shorts, do you want the 5-minute candle to close above to confirm it? Well, it would be the opposite. It'd be below, Zach. So let me see if I can find you an example. Yeah, so like let's say you're looking at this short that happened in the morning, right? So we swept this internal high. We traded back into the 4-hour fair value gap, and then the 50% I was calling yesterday, we swept it in the London session. And then, like, for example, like these two down close candles right here. These are two bullish fair value gaps on the 5-minute. So if we close below it, and we also close below this tiny one right here, that would be your entry for the trade. And then you would move your stop to break even here, take profit one here, here, and here would be your final take profits. So if you're looking for shorts, you want the candle's body to close below the fair value gaps in the leg. But it's all about the body. Like if the wicks close like on this candle right here, you can see how we wicked down, but we never closed below the fair value gap. You'd have to wait for the next candle's body to close below. So, okay, so we are getting the rejection from here. There is a tiny 1-minute fair value gap here that would probably work for shorts, but I'm not going to take that. It's too small. I do like it, but not enough. If you're using the 5-minute chart, Zach, it should be validated. Your trade should be confirmed by the 5-minute. But, so like, let me give you guys an example yesterday, okay? This was a pretty advanced trade that I think this is the one that Zach took. But, so we came down. I told you guys earlier, so I'll go back to today's session obviously in a second, but this is just an explanation. We came back down to the 930 lows. We swept them, and then there was a really nice 5-minute inverse. I'm going to replay the market right here, okay? So the candle, I just made a short about this today, or yesterday. But on this candle, that was your entry on the 5-minute, okay? But so this is your confirmation of the trade. However, sometimes there is like a tiny 1-minute fair value gap as well, right above the 5-minute, okay? So there's a chance that we're gonna trade above the 5, right? We're gonna close above it, and we're also gonna be tapping into the 1. So in this situation, what I like to do is wait for the 1-minute close as well as the 5-minute. And after we close above the 1-minute, that's my entry for the trade, and then I'll use the 5-minute as my stop loss. So the stop on the trade would be a 5-minute close below the 5-minute fair value gap. But you can see in this case that we delivered all the way up. TP1 will be at this high, and then your TP2 would be at the secondary high. And that's what we did yesterday, and you can see that it delivered all the way up. So anyways. So sometimes you use the 5 and the 1. It's situational. It's not always perfect. So I hope that makes sense, Zach. Again, this is not it's a good model, but sometimes there are complexities. And so that's why I don't want you guys to rely necessarily just on signals. You guys need to be able to like understand this stuff yourself. And it takes time. Like this is not a get rich quick scheme. Right? Sometimes they are really simple, but there's some complexities. Okay, so we just traded into this tiny 1-minute. So if we are bearish here, this should get hit. I don't know what's going to happen here. This is not a good spot in the market to be in. Especially on a day like today, but realistically, I'm thinking this is going to be bearish, but again, guys, this is the type of day where you have to be so careful. But also to answer your question, Zach, if there's only a 5-minute fair value gap in the leg and there's not even any 1 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then you just rely on the 5-minute. But you always have to zoom into your lower time frames just to confirm. Hope that makes sense, guys. Wow, look at my Boeing position, guys. This is something I've been calling in the Discord. I don't know what news is out, but look at this massive candle. I think we're going all the way up to 196 pretty soon on this. Okay, so if this inverses to the upside, we're probably going back to this high. All these stupid alerts. Okay, so wait for the close. Again, am I taking this? No, but it's probably going to go back up to this buy side. So we're also now trading into an hourly fair value gap. So maybe that ends up being where we dump from. I don't know. Again, guys, this is going to be, I already know it's going to be a very difficult day to trade. So I'm only going to take something that's so obvious that it's hard for me to ignore it. So like, let's say we sweep this high and then we inverse this to the downside while trading into an hourly fair value gap and rejecting it. So this is the high of the hourly right here. Let's label this as a standard FVG. So if we can reject something within here, that looks really nice to me. Like if we can close below this, we can start a short, target this low, and then let it go lower. But let's see where we reject. I need to see it reject perfectly from the hourly. So you guys can see here, it meets a lot of my criteria. We're sweeping liquidity to the upside. We have an hourly fair value gap that's potentially holding down price. And if we are able to close back below the fair value gap to the downside, then this would be my stop to break even, and I could target the lows here, or potentially maybe an order block, maybe a fair value gap. We'll see what we get here. But you can see here that this 1 minute inverse fair value gap worked back to the upside. Did we just sweep this high? Okay, guys, so we just touched, we took it out by a tick. So I actually really like this. So if we can close back below this fair value gap, this will be a scalp that I'll take, maybe like a 1 for 1. But the stop to break even will be at the low, and then we'll target much lower. So guys, no close below the 1 yet. We're using this as an order block to potentially go higher here. Hopefully we can balance the whole hourly, and then we see a rejection. Yo, what's up, Kay? Good morning. Good morning, everyone who's here. New, old, good morning. So again, guys, we swept this liquidity by a tick. I don't know where the draw is right now. I'm just going to look at the other time frames really quick. So we have an hourly, we have a 15-minute fair value gap here. So to me, it looks like we're probably going to reject from these. But this is a really bullish reaction. Look at the 30-minute. Yeah, pretty strong wick here, which tells me maybe it's upside continuation. Yeah, guys, this is a tough call because we have this 4-hour gap. We barely balanced any of it. Maybe we come into here and then we get a rejection. Many secrets. Good morning. Thank you for this. I'm just starting out. Seeing you in action helps. Of course, bro. And again, guys, for those of you who don't know, so there's rules to trading for me, but one of the rules is that today, the day before the FOMC statement, I only trade with paper. So, and eval accounts. I have an eval account to the right of my screen. I use Top Step, but I'm not going to be trading with any cash accounts or any funded accounts today because it's a very manipulated day. But yeah, I still appreciate you guys being here, and again, you can do what you want with what I do. Like any trade that I am going to post on the screen would be something that I would take on a real account, but just because of the nature of today, I don't do it because I know that they can be manipulated today. It can be extra manipulated, and I want to be careful. So just know that the likelihood of an IFEG setup working today is much lower than it would be on any other day. So yeah, this is just tough, guys, because again, my goal is for us to get lower here. I want to see all these lows get swept on the 4-hour chart. And right now, it looks like we're pushing higher to balance the 4-hour, maybe go up to these new week opening gaps. It's me, K, only one sub left for 1,000. I know, it's crazy. Guys, and I said, once I get to 1,300... we're gonna reduce the live streams to twice a week on YouTube, or maybe 3 times. No, probably twice. Or maybe I'll just do like the pre-market and then we'll move it to the Discord. But again, only because it's not fair for the people that are paying. But regardless, for now it is. I'm gonna do this all completely free. So. I will make it to 1,000. Hopefully, bro. Yeah, DZTV. I haven't started doing it yet, but again, there's been quite a few people that have joined the Discord. A lot of them are long-term investors, not as many day traders. So I'm gonna start moving it to the Discord for most days of the week, like 3 days. 2 days I'll still live stream on YouTube. In fact, most days I'll probably live stream in the pre-market and like early in the session, and then I'll move it to the Discord for later. But there's not that many day traders in the Discord, so for anyone that's joining right now, you're going to get pretty much like one-on-one mentoring. I'm going to open up the voice channel for people to talk, so you can literally ask me questions while you're trading and stuff. So, but again, for now, don't worry about that. And you really don't need me to live stream to make money. Obviously, you guys just need to learn the concepts, and you can do it yourself. Like a Discord is not necessary. It's just a community to be in and to talk with people and get long-term investments, things like that. It's not necessary for success, obviously. I'm also going to be making a bunch of free playlists on YouTube so you guys can learn my stuff. But that isn't, again, everything that I've learned related to trading has been completely free. So you guys can do it too. It's not just unique to me. All right, so we just balanced the hourly fair value gap. You guys can see right here, we filled the hourly. So this hourly close is going to be super important, but you can see it's only 7:22 Pacific. We still have like 40 minutes until the close. Guys, did we just hit 1K? Let's go! Wow, I'm so hyped about that. Guys, I did not imagine that I would get to 1,000 subscribers in the little time that I did. That's actually wild. Thank you, everybody, for being on the stream. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, it really makes the day better when I'm able to chat with people and discuss stuff. And you don't really meet a lot of traders in real life, so it's pretty nice to see and talk to people who are interested in the same things. All right. Thank you, Kay. Kay is one of my OG subscribers. He's been following me from very early on. And a lot of people in here have, but he's a really nice guy. He's very hungry to learn, very supportive. I appreciate you guys, all of you. And I mean, 1,000's nothing to most people, but it means something to me. So, okay, guys. So big push here. 15-minute looks like it's going to close above. I mean, this high obviously looks like it's going to hit with a high degree of certainty. I think this is going to push higher, guys. I don't want to say how I think there's a very, very high likelihood we're going to go up to this like 1,400 level. We have this hourly fair value gap here. I think it's super likely, guys, we're going to go up to this hourly fair value gap. But again, unless we get a setup to it, there's nothing that I'm going to be taking. I mean, I'm telling you guys, there's a very high likelihood this is probably going to bounce from this level right here and then go up to here, but can't be taking that yet, guys. Okay, I have to screenshot this and send it to my Discord and some of my friends, the 1,000 subscribers. But this is almost like with a high degree of certainty about to hit, so. Now we just formed perfect equal highs there. And there it is, guys. Hourly is officially filled. There actually was a setup, okay? There was this 1 minute fair value gap that now you can see has pushed us all the way up. Yeah, so from here, who knows where we're going. All right, so let me see here. Okay, so the 50% of this 4-hour gap is a little bit higher, so I would not be surprised to see that hit as well. Again, guys, there's really been no A+ setups. This 1 minute didn't look bad, but did we have another one in the leg? We had this 5 minute here. That was actually not bad. But again, guys, I don't take the first IFVG on a day like today. And then this 1 minute fair value gap, we already swept 2 sets of buy side before it happened, so I didn't think it was A+, and you can see this one delivered, so it is what it is. But you guys can learn from this, right? This is the day before FOMC, and we had a really good fair value gap work, then another really good fair value gap work, and then, yeah, again. Well, I wouldn't say this is really good because, again, we swept this buy side before it happened, but it's still working. Did it ever sweep the daily lows from yesterday? No. We're still waiting for these to hit. It's still definitely possible that it happens. I was telling one of my Discord members, Kay, in our coaching call yesterday that one of two things I think is going to happen. Either we're going to go up to these equal highs and then come down to the daily lows, or vice versa. We're going to reject from somewhere here, sweep these, trade into the daily fair value gap, and then get longs later. So I don't know which one it's gonna happen. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not gonna like try and predict the future. But once one of them sweeps, or like this daily high sweeps, then we'll look to target the opposite direction. But we're very close to these new week opening gaps. Still have not touched them. Facts. Equal highs will definitely get taken out. That's how it always is in my experience. Yeah, equal highs are such a magnet for price, guys. Very interesting how today played out. Was not expecting such clean price action today. A lot of the times it does not happen like this on the day before FOMC. But recently the market has been behaving weird. It's pretty crazy. Okay, one thing I will point out here. So we have a daily fair value gap. Whoa. We have a daily fair value gap right here that we inverse to the downside, and now we're trading pretty much to the upside of it. I would not be surprised to see the market reject from this area. Would not be surprised. But we need to see an A+ setup to take something, which we don't have right now. We're also trading right next to the 4-hour gap, right? The top of the 4-hour fair value gap is here. So I would not be surprised to see some resistance in these areas. Again, I think the goal of today is probably to generate liquidity. Yeah, you guys can hear the dog, huh? Even with the music and the air conditioning, you still hear the dog. We have I'm doing some work. Like we have one of my patios. We're fixing the roof and painting and stuff. So we have workers here. I think this 4 hour is going to hit, guys. Again, guys, patience, patience, patience. I know there were some good setups that formed. We had this perfect 5-minute IFEG, but again, I did not take this because it was the first IFEG on the day of FOMC, the day before FOMC. This 1 minute, again, I mean, not A+, but it worked, so. So I would not be surprised, guys, to see one more leg higher here, and then maybe a rejection after this. So we'll look for a short from here. God damn. Okay, let me get my dog quick, guys. Just pissing me off. Hold on. All right. Now you guys get the barking in here. Hopefully she quiets down. Hey, Lulu. Wow, Nvidia is pushing somehow today. Wow, look at Boeing, guys. Congrats to anyone who's in this swing trade. This is printing right now. My Nike position and my Boeing position are both going off when the whole market is... I mean, right now we're pushing, but intra-week we're selling off. All right, so pretty good-looking set of fair value gaps here. Dang, yeah. So we called Boeing, guys. I don't know if you remember, but in the Discord, I called Boeing between 148 and 150. So we all added from here, and now we're up here. So that's the patience of buying when nobody else wants something. It ends up going ballistic. Okay, so let's see how this ends up closing on the 2. Let me see the 3. No, guys, there's too many IFEGs in this leg. You can see here that we're bouncing out of a 4, we're bouncing out of a 3, we're bouncing out of a 2 potentially. So even if this 2 closes, I don't like that we have a 3-minute and a 4-minute as well. So I'm not going to be taking this short, because this can easily push all the way back up to here. I have to be super careful. So far it is working, but again, why did I not like this 2-minute? Yes, it looks good from here, but when I zoom into other time frames, like I would have to have moved my stop to break even already. My entry is here, and my stop would be here now, because this low has swept. Now we're entering into another fair value gap. On the 3-minute, we're in a fair value gap. On the 4-minute, we're in a fair value gap. On the 5-minute, we're in a fair value gap. Too many what ifs here for me to take this short. I want to wait for another leg of price here. I'm hoping again, guys, to see it push one more time to fill the 4-hour, and then maybe we get the real rejection from there. Do we just form equal highs here? And we just formed equal highs here. Oh, wait, did we? No, we didn't. Never mind. Has anybody taken a trade today? Did anyone take this 5-minute inverse or the 1-minute inverse that formed here to the upside after sweeping Asia low? Also, guys, we're about to enter a macro time, so maybe we get delivery higher from there. Sean took a trade. What did you take, Sean? Because I wouldn't blame you guys for taking this 5-minute. I'm not going to lie. It looked really good, and we did close above, as you can see, by just a tick, right? We closed above the 5-minute. And yeah, you would have had a super clean delivery all the way up to London High, so can't blame you for that. I just don't... if it was any other day, I would probably take this. I took the 1 minute that swept Asia low right before starting your stream. That swept Asia low. Oh, this? You took a 1 minute scalp up here? I closed super early and was on the micros. Yeah. Nice. All right, so potential rejection from this 1 minute fair value gap here. DZ, I scalp sells off the close. Nice, nice. Oh my goodness. Hey, come here. All right, let's see what we get. All right, so there is another potential 1 minute IFEG happening here. But this, I mean, if this happens and it works, great. I'm looking for a potential short here. So we just rejected this daily gap, right? If you pay attention again, this was the daily fair value gap that we inversed to the upside, and then now we're retesting it. So I'm expecting potential rejection, but there is a 4-hour gap here that we'll probably fill. So again, guys, nothing is like a light bulb to me right now. If this closes above, I would expect this high to hit, and then maybe we get a nice inverse from there. But again, until something like pops out on the screen, I don't take anything. And for those of you guys who are new, don't be prepared to be entertained here. You will probably be bored, but you will learn. Okay, so rejection from the 1 so far. Let's see if this continues. Again, I want to see another leg of price take out this high and then go lower. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen here. We did touch into this new week opening gap, but we have another one right above it. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, good job, Sean. Listen, scalps sometimes are the way to go, but if you were waiting for this, you probably would have gotten stopped out and then gone lower. You'd probably be sweating down here, and then you get lucky to the upside, but still. do 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 do. What do you guys think? Should we try the 1 minute scalp with a hard stop below the OB if we get the 1 minute long? Let's vote in the chat. Type 1. If we inverse this fair value gap, is this a good long? Would you guys take this? Who would take this 1 minute IFEG to the upside, and who? Type 1 if yes, and type 2 if no. DZTV says nah. Sean says no. Would anyone say yes to this? I'd be scared to buy the high. Same. No way I'd be taking this long on a real account. Absolutely not. We've had a huge leg of price. Look at this movement, right? What's more likely to happen here? That we cleanly deliver to the upside, or that we chop around and stop traders out who missed the move? Yeah, the latter. A lot of low side liquidity. Sell side, but yeah. So we're rejecting from the hourly and the 4-hour. Again, guys, always be cautious on a day like today. There's a lot of manipulation that tends to happen. Just made some profit doing a fair value gap in Nvidia. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Hey, hey, shh. Shh. Pretty good fair value gap here on Nvidia. We swept this low right here. Then we closed above the fair value gap right here. Stopped break even when this high hits. I mean, you probably would have gotten stopped out on this. Maybe if you moved your stop lower by 1 tick, but... Let's look at ES really quick and see what it's doing. So ES is weaker than... Let me look at the hourly. Is it weaker? No, they're about the same, I would say. Okay, so the 2-minute inverse is working, guys, to the downside here. Oh, Warriors for Yeshua is back. Good afternoon. Caught the IFEG on the 1 minute targeting buy side liquidity after liquidity sweep. Made 1,500, 1 to 3. Thanks, man. Was patient, like you said. Let's go. This 1 minute inverse? Again, guys, what I'm hoping for is that we end up closing above this and we sweep this 4-hour gap and then go 21,253. 253. I don't think this ever closed above here. Yeah, you guys can see we never closed above on this candle. We closed above here, and we had a 5-minute fair value gap above, so very, very risky to do what you did, but hopefully, hopefully there's something I'm not seeing here that you took or something. But regardless, I'm glad that you made money. But yeah, you were waiting for the 5-minute to close above, which it did here, at 287. Okay, so there's a tiny 1 minute IFEG here. Is this good? No. Did we sweep sell side? Yes, but this is a tiny fair value gap. This is not like major sell side liquidity, so it's not A+. Yeah, always pay attention, Warriors to Yeshua, to the higher time frame. So for you guys who are just learning this, first of all, we never closed above the fair value gap at 253, right? We never closed above on this candle. So his entry was at like 253. There was no entry at 253. The only entry was here at 263 because this is the only candle that closed above the 1 minute. However, when you're looking at this, first of all, there was a 1 minute fair value gap here, so your entry could have been here at 235. But I would prefer, because we have this fair value gap, we have this fair value gap on the 1. The 5 minute looks the best, right? We closed above it, and that was where the entry was. However, also keep in mind we have a 1 minute above it, so I would want to wait for the 1 minute to close above too. So too many what ifs here. Like, basically, I would wait for the 5 minute to close above and the 1 minute to take the long. Okay, so let's see what happens in this 1 minute gap. Again, guys, I want the 4 hour to get filled, ideally. Doesn't have to get filled, but I'd like it to get filled. Yeah, it was a huge sweep at open. Oh shoot, my dog knocked down this light bar. Come on. All right, hopefully no distractions from now on. So we're now in the macro time, guys. So if you guys don't know, macro times are a time when the market tends to move where it needs to go. Right now, I feel that we're going to fill the 4 hour gap. Could I be absolutely wrong? Yes, but I think this high will come. My confidence on this is probably 50%. So am I taking a trade up to there? No, but if we get a fill of the 4 hour, so let's say we come up like this somehow and we end up filling the 4 hour and we get an inverse from there, that would look really good to the downside in my view. My drawdown was 300 on 1NQ. Yeah, guys, so I'll be honest with you. Right now, there's nothing A+ that I see. I don't even see, as far as potential like draws for today, again, because it's the day before FOMC, I wouldn't be surprised if we chop around. We're not going to break out of any ranges. We're probably going to hold this general area. And the whole point of a day like today is to generate liquidity. So it's to induce traders to one side of the market or the other. So like right now, here's my take on this, okay? We have this bull flag forming, right? So if you're like a retail trader, you see this and you're like, oh, bull flag, we're going to break out of this to the upside, right? Market makers know that people are looking at this stuff, and maybe on certain days this will work, but on a day like today, I have a strong feeling that maybe there's going to be a fake breakout, and then we're just gonna dump. So always pay attention to like these retail indicators that come out, like that come up miraculously on these types of days, because a lot of people like to front run money into them. Let's look at the tilt on. So 57% of people are long right now. I would not be surprised to see this collapse, but I'd love to see like a inducement candle above these two highs maybe to get the long, or maybe we sweep this buy side and then reject. Again, it will have to be an A+ setup for me to take, but and again, guys, can't stress it enough. So actually, this is Top Step's phrasing. I remember their catchphrase. They said, "Trade for tomorrow," and I actually kind of stuck with me. You should always be trading for the next day, right? You shouldn't be taking a setup just because you want to make money today. You should be keeping in mind, what is your account going to look like tomorrow? What's your emotional state going to be like tomorrow? If you don't follow your trading plan today, you're going to feel like real ass for the rest of the day after the trading day, and you're probably going to move it into your emotions for the next trading day. So if you just stay patient every single day, guys, don't just take a setup because you want to. Make sure there are alarm bells ringing in your head saying this is the setup, this is the setup, this is the setup. If you can do that every single day, I promise you, your odds of being profitable are so much higher. Trade for like your future self. Okay? Yep. But I am really surprised on how well today delivered to the upside. It's pretty darn clean. Okay, so let's see if we can get this fake breakout and then go lower. Back into the range. That's what I'm expecting. We might not even get the fake breakout. I might just break down. But if that's the case, then there's no entry. Again, guys, there was a 2-minute IFEG here, but the reason I wasn't super fond of it is, again, because we have this 3-minute gap that we never closed below, and then once we closed below the 3, we were trading into this bullish fair value gap. On the 4-minute chart, we had a IFEG close, but once we did, we traded into a bullish 4-minute gap. On the 5-minute, there was no IFEG, but we had traded into a 5-minute gap, so too many like what ifs as to where the market can go. Whenever you have like a clean 2-minute like this and there's no fair value gaps below it on any charts like the 3-minute or the 4-minute or the 5-minute, that's when it's great. This is not an A+ IFEG in my opinion. Yeah, and I would rather see this buy side get swept, touch the top of the 4-hour, and then maybe get an inverse from there. We're in a macro time 2 now, so hopefully that is what delivers us to the buy side. Okay, so let's see what happens in this 1-minute IFEG, guys. Again, would I take this? No. No, 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 no. Even though I would expect it to go higher here, this is too retail-y. It's too small of a fair value gap. Not enough sell side swept. But again, will it work? Probably, but I'm not going to take it. A+ is what I'm looking for, especially on a day like today. So we just swept these highs right here. Could easily reject from there too, by the way. Okay, so technically, guys, again, this is a setup. However, we just swept an internal high at pretty much high of day. So is this A+? No, it's not A+. I would rather watch this go without me and then hopefully get like a 1-minute short from there in this new leg of price after buy side is swept. So like, let's look at the 2-minute quick. Let's say we end up sweeping this high and we reject from the new week opening gap and this 4-hour, and we get an immediate down close candle here. This will be a short for me. I'll take this on an eval today, but on a real account, I would take this on a normal day. As long as we sweep buy side and we reject from maybe the new week opening gap and the 4-hour gap, I think that's A+. Maybe wait for the 3, but regardless, it looks a lot better. It's a secondary leg. We just formed perfect equal highs here. No, we didn't. We swept them by a tick. What about right here? Did it sweep? Oh, no. These aren't perfectly equal either. So, a lot of breakout traders now think this high is going to get hit. Maybe this is where we reverse. But it's not as good, unfortunately. We can try this with 1 contract. So if the 1-minute closes below, we can try this with 1 contract. Did we close below? Nope. You guys see how we did not close below? The body closed at the fair value gaps low, so I cannot take this trade. But I would not be surprised, guys, if this comes all the way down to this low. Man, is this an SMT with ES? Oh, it's an SMT. See how this is making a higher high? NQ's making a lower high. But we just traded into this 1 minute fair value gap and we're bouncing, so this is not a plus. Damn. Damn. So technically, guys, I can't take this anymore because we just traded into this 1 minute. Because if we're bullish today, then this is going to be where we react from. Damn. I mean, it is an SMT, and we're in the 4-hour gap, so I would not be surprised, but it's not a plus. But I still think it's probably going to hit. Again, guys, just because I think it's going to hit, this is where I sometimes get FOMO. I'm not going to lie, but the key is not to allow yourself to get into that headspace, especially on a day like today. It's much better, guys, to wait for something that's so good you can't deny it. Even though it's probably going to work, guys, you see how I'm able to control my emotions and I'm not just clicking the button because it's like, oh, I think it's going to happen. Yeah. These are the days where it can get very tough to be a trader. Let me look at the 2 minute, 3 minute. Yeah. So you have to think a lot of breakout traders went long here when the trend line broke out. So it's very likely to work. But yes, we have to be patient, guys. If we never wicked into this 1 minute gap, I think it would be a much better trade. Like, let's say we closed right here. If this body closed immediately below, I would have entered that for sure. Stop loss would be a close back above. But I still think it's going to work. Maybe we trade back into the 1 minute gap and then reject, but not a plus. There is an SMT with ES. Look at this high, right? It formed at 1028. Let's make sure this one did. 1028. So we're making a lower high here and a higher high here. This is called an SMT, right? Don't ask me why it's called an SMT. Smart money trading, I don't know. It's just an ICT term. But right now, this is the SMT. See, guys, why I don't want to chase this trade? We could probably inverse this and break the SMT. Not a plus. Yeah, we could chop around here like Warrior said, possibly. Again, guys, my #1 goal with this channel is, if there's anything to teach you guys, it's to be patient. I'm telling you right now, just listen to me for 1 second. If you just stop your brain from being a degenerate gambler and just think to yourself, what if instead of reacting on the FOMO that I feel, what if instead of reacting on that feeling and recognize it every time it comes into your mind, okay? Like right now, what just happened right now just gave me a feeling of FOMO in my brain. But I recognize that feeling and immediately there's something in my brain that says, okay, this is what you do not trade now, okay? The only time I click the button, especially on stream, but in general, in my live trading experiences, I only click the button if it's so obvious, I'm like, wow, this has to work. There's like this, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like like alarm bells going off in your head. Once you experience that and you only react and you only click the buttons when you get that feeling, if you train your brain to only click the button when you get that feeling, you will be so much better off. You'll be so much more profitable. But this is why, like, you have to have like emotional intelligence as a trader. You have to be able to recognize what thought patterns cause you to be a bad trader. This thought pattern I just got here when I saw this 1 minute inverse, when we didn't close below, but I thought this low was coming, this is a thought pattern that gets me into trouble. So immediately I recognized over thousands of hours on the screen that this is not a time that I'm clicking the button. I hope that makes sense. And as you can see, in this situation, it did work out. And now we're going to the upside, so. Yep. And that's the most dangerous thing, Warriors. Especially when the paper cuts, if you're trading with 1NQ or 2NQ contracts, paper cut can be a $600 cut. If you're taking 10 $600 cuts, that's a $6,000 loss in one day, which is wild. Yeah. That's how you blow up every account. Evals, paper accounts, funded accounts, cash accounts, everything. And the dangerous part, if you trade with cash, like I do most of the time, you don't have, there's nothing telling you what you can and can't do. So if I was a new trader, guys, and again, I have an eval account here with Top Step. I'm trying to get some Top Step funded accounts. All I have is Apex. But the beautiful part about this eval account, I accidentally took a trade with NQs instead of MNQs. That's why my account is down. It automatically locked me out. But I have a max daily loss of $150 a day. Maximum trades $2, 2 trades a day. And after that, it locks you out of the account. So if you're the kind of person that struggles with overtrading and the death by 1,000 paper cuts, this prop firm will save your life. It's $49 a month for an eval. I don't have a code. You guys can use tons of codes online, I'm sure. I don't really care about that. But if you want something that's going to protect you from overtrading, Top Step X is the one for sure. They're a credible prop firm. I've heard a lot of good things about them. You can also copy trade on it. So I have a Mac, and you have to download all this additional software and pay for stuff to copy trade. I'm not interested in doing all that work. But with this, you can copy trade straight on their brokerage with no downloads, no additional work. So it's really cool. So we're still holding the SMT. We'll see what happens here if we end up taking out this high or not. Wow, my nose, I have such bad allergies today. Hoo-hoo. Okay, while we're waiting for one of these highs to hit, let's take a look at some of the other stocks that I'm looking at. So Celsius, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this energy drink company. We're trading into this monthly fair value gap. We just took the mean threshold. I'm going to see what happens at the lows here of this fair value gap. If we end up getting to 24, 23.99, give or take. If we see a very bullish reaction here, I think there'll be a nice upside trade. Maybe take some calls from there. What else is behaving nice today? Wow, guys, I'm so hyped about Boeing. And we're about to potentially inverse this monthly fair value gap, depending on how this month closes. This thing could rocket. I think we're probably going back to this monthly fair value gap at 214. But our ads were at 152, all called live in the Discord, obviously. What else is performing terribly? Lockheed Martin is down 7%. This is suspect to me, guys. We're at all-time highs and we formed a monthly potential IFEG. This could be a pretty big dump. I'm not going to lie. We'll see what happens with that. Wow, Riot collapsing too. Crazy. But we still have this trend line. I think eventually this is going to work to the upside, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so first high just broke. Second high will probably break now that the first high broke. And we'll probably end up at the top of this 4 hour. Should we do a 1-to-1 scalp here? No. Absolutely not. I was looking for another firm to get funded faster because 2K is easier than 20K, like you said. Stick with 25K, 50K. 25K, 50K prop firm accounts, guys. It's way easier to pass. Yeah, unless you're an experienced trader, just stick with the 50s, and then you can copy trade them. It's a lot easier to pass them than it is to pass. Like, I just passed a 250 and a 300 with Apex, but I had to make 20,000 with a $7,500 loss, including drawdown. So it's very difficult to do. I was actually shocked that I was able to do it the first time around, but definitely not easy. And I got lucky on my first trade on the 300K. it was an 8K win with 0 drawdown. So like my trailing drawdown didn't get touched. So I was able to like reduce the trailing drawdown risk by 8,000, which is pretty gnarly. So I'm thinking this is probably just going to push here. What made you choose Apex? So I didn't know much about prop firms until about a year ago, give or take. All I traded was my cash accounts and like my swing trading, option selling, blah, blah, blah. And I just, from traders that I've heard that are successful with prop firms, Apex just was the first one that popped into my mind. And then, well, not popped in my mind, but the first one that I heard of that I thought was credible. So that's what I started with. But then I started hearing about like My Funded Futures and Top Step. So I'm looking to get funded on Top Step X because of the fact you can limit your trades to 2 trades maximum a day. I love that. It allows like the tilt and emotional aspect of trading to go out the door. But I would definitely recommend, at minimum, guys, if you're going to pick a prop firm that you want to get funded with, at minimum, they should have a feature to limit your max daily loss. And if you can do that, ooh, wow, big rejection there. This is a pretty low risk woman at IFVG, guys. But we already closed so low that I can't take it. But this is probably going to be what delivers us down here. But again, we're trading into these, so can I take this? No. I would have rather seen the 4-hour get filled and then get the rejection here. But there's still an SMT. Look, this made a lower high, and this made a higher high. We made a secondary higher high too. See that? Well, they both made higher highs here, but as far as like the general high of day. Yeah, this is like A-, I agree. Because guys, we already close. We have this big down close candle, which yes looks nice, but we're trading into bullish fair value gap. So how do I know that this is not going to be a reaction to the upside? I don't. So like if we closed here on this candle, now I have a lot of room, right? Because I can let the candle come all the way down to this low where this fair value gap is. And then I can move my stop to break even. So this would be a much more protected trade, if that makes sense. No, Kingsley, I do not read the tape. Anyone who tells you to read the tape is a liar. It's stupid. It doesn't work. I promise you right now, it is a scam. The tape is something that can be heavily manipulated. There are people that can input orders that are fake so that never get filled. They put limit orders in. It makes it look wrong. I'm telling you right now, all that you need is a candlestick. The tape is BS. I promise you. I wish I could like show you in a million different ways, but I'm telling you right now, it's nonsense. I got a little heated on that. But I'm telling you guys, the tape is the biggest load of bullshit. Like, I don't know if you guys know who Mans is on X. Mans Trades, M-A-N-Z. He, like, claims that he uses the tape for shit, but he's just looking at candlesticks. He was, like, a while back, NVIDIA had a sell day, and he was like, the tape is talking to me. The tape is talking, and it's saying that the market is going to dump. Trust me, guys. Or however he worded it. And the next day, NVIDIA had, like, an 8% day to the upside. It's nonsense. Even if it shows like big sell orders, they can be limit orders that have not been filled, or what, however they manipulate it to make it seem like it's an order that has been filled, but it's not. Okay, so you guys see how this candle looked really good to the downside, but I said I'm not taking it because we traded into these 1 minute gaps, and now look what's happening. We're trading back to the upside, so. Patience is key, guys. Wait for the setup that screams in your face. Okay, so if this closes below, guys, I think this will be good. Let's see what time. We got 30 seconds till the candle close, so. What the heck? All right, so we got just a few seconds. I think I'm going to try this, guys, with 1 NQ if we get the 1 minute close below this fair value gap. No close below, guys. I can't take this short, unfortunately. Damn. The 2 minute didn't close below either. 3 minute, there's no fair value gap. Well, there was this tiny 3, but I don't think that's A+. We have to wait for the 2 and the 1, guys. Tradeify. Yeah, all these instant funded guys, I'll be honest with you. Yes, maybe they're decent prop firms, but you have to be honest with yourself. If you can't pass a regular eval account, what makes you think that you're just going to miraculously start making money if you're in a funded? It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. You need to have a sound trading plan that you have back-tested and you know works, and that you're successful with psychology-wise to be able to start taking trades. Just because you're in a funded account, you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, now that I'm in a funded, I'm going to be more cautious, I'm going to take better trades. But if you can't do it with an eval, you're not going to be able to do it with a funded. You need to prove to yourself that you're a profitable trader. Don't spend the extra money just to get funded when you can't even pass an eval. Yeah, so if you guys are doing like the 1 day pass or 2 day pass and you're like oversizing, that's not a real pass. A real pass is if you're risking like 2 to 5% maximum per trade, and you have taken like 15 or 20 trades and you're able to pass an account. Yeah, if you're risking like ridiculous amounts like 15% or 30% or 50% on one trade, you'll never be profitable. That's not how you become profitable traders. Okay, guys, this looks like it might be an entry. Wow, what is going on? Sorry, I'm getting hit up on my texts. So this is a 1 minute OB. I'm thinking that this is probably going to work, holding us to the downside, but that doesn't matter, right? What matters is that we have a 1 minute fair value gap holding at price. What's probably going to happen here, guys, is they're going to completely collapse it without giving me an entry, but again, that's part of the game. Not going to cry about it. Let's see, though. If this low gets swept before the candle close, then I can't enter this trade. But we'll see. Kingsley, enjoy the rest of your trading. Have to take some calls. Thanks for joining, Kingsley. I appreciate it, bro. All right, so you guys can see no close below the 1 minute fair value gap so far. So once this closes below, if we don't sweep this low, I'll look for a short. All right, let me just let my dog out. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Now, guys, I'm just being honest with you, you know? I don't want to sugarcoat it. If you can't trade a fund eval account without consistently 15 trades, 2% to 5% risk, you'll never pass a funded. Yeah, it's true, Warriors, but you basically, this is what I'm saying. They wait for the A+. The people that get funded with 300K accounts are the ones that are super patient. Like, I think I actually traded it live. There was an 8K. Okay, so this is about to close below, guys. 15 seconds left. So I'm going to take this with a stop probably at the mean threshold of this candle if we get a close below. Only with one NQ because we've already delivered slightly low. Like we came close to this wick, so I don't want to I don't want to oversize on this trade. But so basically what I'm saying, Warriors, for Yeshua, is that they're basically rewarding the traders that wait for the setup that's so good that the downside or upside delivery is like ultra clean and there's no drawdown. Okay, so still no close below. So I'm going to take this with one NQ if we close below this without sweeping this body. Or without sweeping the wick, sorry. Whoops. All right, I'm going to take this here, guys. One NQ. My stop is going to be right here at the mean threshold here of this wick. And then I'm going to move my stop to break even when this low hits. And then my take profit is going to be down here. Oh, I did it with two. Shoot. It's okay, guys. It's paper, so. So I'll buy one here at this low. And then I'll buy my second one down here if we get it. Stop to break even when this low hits, if you guys are in this trade. Okay, so we're up 400. Up 500. If you guys want to take one off here, you should probably take it off. And boom, there's one. Let's change this. All right, my stop is at break even now, guys, and I'm going to target this low. So you guys see how now it's a free trade? I patiently waited for this setup, and now it's probably going to collapse. Up 530 on the second contract, 545. If you want to take a partial because this low swept, you're welcome to. I'm just going to hold the rest. I already booked half the profit, so. Let's see what we get. Again, guys, I love this system because it's very easy for me to move my stops to break even. So this is a completely free trade for me now. No matter what happens, I cannot lose money unless Trump comes out and says that there's no taxes anymore and it's passed by the Senate and we have a massive green candle that completely wipes everybody out, which is unlikely. I should be fine. So up 535, 550. Let's see if we get the low to be swept. What I'll probably do, guys, just because of the day, I'm going to move my stop slightly above the wick just in case they bring the market down really close and then deliver it higher. So this is just a screen time thing. I know sometimes they'll bring it super close to the low and then they won't deliver it down. So again, it's a free trade. Half the profits are taken. If we trade into this 1 minute and reject, that's fine. If we get stopped out, that's fine with me. You don't need to get home runs every single time. As long as you can reduce your RR by moving your stop to break even, the trades become exponentially better. And now we wait, guys. Now we wait. So I want to see this cleanly deliver now. So what I'm going to do, if this candle closes below this order block, if this becomes a red candle, I'm moving my stop above this wick. Because I would rather just see it cleanly deliver down. I don't want to see retracements now. So we'll see how this candle closes. We got 30 seconds until the candle close. Okay, up 5.15, 5.45. Okay, guys, I'm going to move just because, well, let's see. Give me 1 second. If this low gets swept, I'm moving my stop to the body of this candle. But beautiful trade so far. Up 460, 470. I'd love to see it just completely collapse here, but we'll see. So we didn't really close strongly down, so I'm going to keep my stop at break even. But in theory, guys, at maximum, it should come back and trade into this 1 minute fair value gap. Okay, I'm moving my stop to this candle's low. And if we get hit, boom. All right, perfect. So that was what? $400 on the first contract, $700 on the second. There we go, guys. That's how you trade. That's how you trade, baby. And you guys see how out of experience I moved my stop right before the low, because sometimes on an FOMC day, they'll bring the market up again right before taking this low and they'll sweep it later. So screen time, again, could it easily collapse here? Yes, obviously. But I like to take my profits at the most likely spots. And I know a lot of the times they'll deliver it lower, almost to the low, and then they don't do it. So again, guys, this is just from thousands of hours on the screen. Again, sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. So I like to take profits at the best possible spot for me. And there it is. So this time, the people that held to the low got lucky. And from here, I mean, we could easily collapse. But again, look at this, guys. I waited all morning for a setup that I viewed as A+. I took the trade, had a good risk to reward, and that was the end of it. I did take it with 2 contracts accidentally, but regardless, that's fine. On any regular day, I would probably. And yeah, now I'm done. No more trading. Everything else that I do is just watching the charts. And I mean, I can help you guys out by reading price. We can still learn about how the market behaves, but my trading is done, right? Win or lose, I was done. Yesterday, I had a loss. Today, I had a win. Perfect. If you guys can just focus on taking 1 or 2 trades maximum a day, you will be so much better off, I'm telling you right now. But the setup, again, guys, we traded into a 4-hour fair value gap. We had an SMT with ES. We had a beautiful 1 minute inverse to the downside with this 1 minute candle. Entry was on this candle. Stop for me was at the OB, at the mean threshold of this order block. And you can see that we cleanly delivered all the way to downside. It's clean, guys. I trade this setup every single day. I know which ones are good. I know which ones are bad. Do I lose sometimes regardless? Yes. But every single trade that I take is, in my view, is an A+ trade. And if you guys hold yourself to that standard, I promise you, you will be so much more profitable, so much better off. I let go of my FOMO. I didn't take this trade because it was an A+. You can see that I would have gotten stopped out. I didn't take this trade because it was an A+, and luckily we cleanly created an OB and we inversed to the downside, and this was my entry on the trade, and that was my full TP. Oh, that feels good. Did anybody else take that short with me? Or was it just me? There's 12 people. Okay, guys, if you took that trade or you learned something from that trade, like the frickin' stream, all right? It helps the algorithms. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. And if you don't like the stream, you're dead to me. Appreciate it, Warriors for Yeshua. Did anybody else take that trade, or did you all... I mean, it was paper today, like I told you guys earlier. Did anyone take that on their eval accounts? Warriors did not take it. That's all right, guys. Only take a setup if you like it. If you don't like the setups I'm taking, there's no reason for you to be taking them. Absolutely no reason. Correct, EasyTV. 3 reasons I took this trade. Number 1, we had an SMT with ES. You can see that NQ made a lower high, right? And ES made a higher high. That's called an SMT. It's actually from here, technically. But regardless, it's still a higher high. We were also trading into a 4-hour bearish fair value gap, rejected from a new week opening gap as well, right? And then we had this perfect 1-minute IFEG on this candle. So at minimum, I was expecting this low to hit. That's where I moved my stop to break even. I took a partial here as well. And then I held the rest to pretty much the low, but very close to the wick here. So that was the setup. Zach Brooks took it on an eval, good win, got me back even on the day. Nice. What did you take, Zach, that made you red on the day? I felt like I missed the entry. I was wrong. Also afraid to give back profit. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. NC Ranger, what site or app are you using to trade? This is called TradingView. This is completely free to use. If you want a paper trade. If you want to trade with a cash account, you need real data, which costs like, I think I pay $7.99 a month. And then if you want all the indicators that I use, it's like $100 a year or something, $125. But if you guys want a prop firm to use, the prop firm that I'm using right now is called Top Step X. That is the one that I'm trying to pass an eval on right now. But yeah, what I was going to say, for Yeshua, you guys need to have a trading plan. So like, for example, he says he was afraid of giving back profits for the day, right? So what is your rules? If you win for the day, are you done? Are you allowed to take a second trade? If you don't have that system in place, then you're going to have all these what ifs, like I'm afraid to do this, I'm afraid to do that. Have yourself a plan. For me, if I have a win on the day, I'm done. If I have a loss on the day, I'm done. There are very rare instances where I will take a second trade on the day. I will only take a second trade if the first trade was break even and if I have a very, very high confidence of where the drawn liquidity is for the day. Ooh, he took the sharp down close candle at 10:01. 10:01. This candle right here, 10:01 was a big green candle. Oh, CST. What about UTC5? 11:01 our time. Oh, this woman at IFEG? Yeah, you guys see why I didn't take this one? If this is the one you're talking about, the reason I didn't take this is because, why didn't I take this? Oh, we never closed below. And then when we did close below, we had already wicked below this low into this fair value gap. So I thought that this was potentially going to drive us higher again. Yeah, so when you guys are looking for IFEG setups, be aware of first of all, where the body closes, which in this case, it closed right at the fair value gap. And then the next candle, we wicked into this 1 minute fair value gap. So that was obviously to bring the market back up, stop traders out, and then the real move begins. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, guys. So what I'm going to do, I will stay on until the end of this macro, so at 12:10. So we'll watch the market until 12:10. And then if we get some crazy setup after that, for those of you who are in the Discord, I've told you guys already, but under the live alert section, where's the live alert? So under the premium section, under live alerts, I'm going to call anything I see. Again, I wouldn't suggest taking this on a live account today. Up to you what you do. But yesterday we called a really good 5-minute long. And yeah, so we'll stay on for now, and then if I see anything after that, I'll call it there. For those of you who are new and don't know what features are in the Discord or whatever. But for now, so we just swept this liquidity. So it's possible that this reverses us to the upside. I don't think it will. I think we're probably going to head lower from here. But again, guys, this was my trade. If you really want to in this type of day, right, where we sweep a low like this, with an SMT at highs and it's FOMC, I mean, regardless of if it's FOMC or not, what you could do is take one contract off here, and then you could leave your runners to lower, because there is definitely a possibility we go much lower here, but I would not be surprised if we come up, stop out the trade, and then go down. So especially on a day like FOMC, personally, I do not like to hold trades for too long, because a lot of the times they'll bring the market back into the range. So just not a plus. See that? So if you would have tried to hold this trade, the market just pushed all the way back up and would have stopped you out there after sweeping this low. So you guys see how like liquidity works in the markets? After liquidity is swept to one side, a lot of the times they'll move it back to the other direction. Now, because of where we are, we're in heavy discount, heavy premium of this range, right? If we draw it from low to high, 50% is down here. So I would not be looking for any more longs until we get to this zone personally, because I'm just not sure of what the draw on liquidity is today. We did close above this hourly really nicely, so this probably will deliver us to like this wick right here. But we have another hourly for value gap holding us down. So until this closes above, I'm not going to change my thesis on where the market's going. We do have a very small hourly right here. If you guys see from this wick's high to this wick's low. And until that really closes above, I can't really say that this is coming. But again, it's not a day to be trading, taking a bunch of trades. It's too much manipulation, too much liquidity is being generated to one side or the other. So we will see. Technically, this is a 1 minute IFEG, by the way, guys. Back up. We swept liquidity. We inversed a 1. Would I take this? No, but Pepe it up. Will you be online tomorrow? 100%. Tomorrow is going to be a huge day in the markets. Huge. I'll probably I might even stream all day tomorrow. I might. We'll see. I don't want to drain myself too much, but we've got ASML earnings in the morning. And then we have the FOMC statement at 2 Eastern. Or, yeah, 2 Eastern. So that's going to be it. Tomorrow's going to be the biggest day in the market, I think, of the whole week by far. Reaper, what's up? You a pro trader? I mean, I don't know if I can consider myself a pro trader. A pro trader, they have to like sign like special disclosures and stuff before they trade with brokers, I think. I'm just a normal guy that trades. I don't work for any companies. I just do it completely retail for myself. But I have been trading for about 5 years, and all I trade is futures, NQ, and ES, but only primarily NQ. I just use ES for confluence. So beautiful rejection here. This is technically a 1 minute inverse to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised to see this go lower. 100%. Like, guys, the simplest outcome is the best outcome. Okay? It's literally that simple. Just wait. Wait for the setup that looks so good you can't ignore it. So, we are in a 50-minute bullish gap here. I don't know where the market's going from here, guys. Again, I had my setup and I'm done. What were we made? What, like 1,200 bucks there? And just learn to be content, guys. A plus setup on this candle, 1 minute IFEG to the downside, and it was a perfect trade. So now I am done. I don't have to worry about anything else. I can go about with my day. And yeah. So I will wait again, guys, till the macro time. But like, for example, is this an A plus IFEG anymore? No. And why is it not A plus? Because if we look at the higher time frames, now we've traded into this 15-minute gap. So this could be a bullish fair value gap to bring us higher. So why would I try and short at pretty much the current low of day? I mean, it's not the low of day, right? The low of day is down here. But the current low that we're at, why would I short down here after we swept liquidity, after we're trading into a 15-minute? The entry was up here. So it's all about like logic. Let's go. Guys, ICT is proud of you. Wouldn't it be sick if ICT joined one of my streams? A lot of these new ICT traders are like inverse fair value gap traders. He's joined, but we'll see. But super proud, guys. I got to 1,000 subs. Did not expect that so soon. If you guys would sub, that would be great. Like the stream, it really helps the algos. Where did you get that mic? Is it ass or is it good? So I would not be surprised, guys, if we come back up, sweep this high, maybe trade into here, and then get a short. I don't know. URL to the mic. I don't remember. I got it on Amazon a while ago. It's called the Fifine. Fifine. Fifine mic. And it's really cheap. Like, I think it was only like 60 or 40 or 60 bucks. And apparently the quality is pretty good. So, yeah, 100%, bro. So yeah, I would not be surprised, guys, if this 1 minute inverse works back to the upside. Sweeping this high and then targeting like this order block right here. Am I sure of that? No. But I have a feeling it's going to work. And technically, there was no close yet, right? We never closed above the fair value gap. I mean, I think it's going to. But now the RR is so much worse as compared to if it closed up here. And also, what I would pay attention to here, guys, is watch to see if we form any equal highs in this general area. So let me take the magnet tool off. Somewhere with all these candles here, watch if we form perfect equal highs somewhere in this general area that we leave for tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying pay attention to it. Because today is FOMC. They like to generate liquidity. I would not be surprised if that happens at some point today. But if I would say one day that you guys should come and watch the stream or pay attention to the charts and learn, really study how the candles move, is tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a crazy day. Okay, so technically this is the entry for the long here. Would I take this personally? No, but if you want to try it, you're welcome to. Now that the candle closed up here, your RR is way worse, and your stop to break even has to be at this high, so you're likely to get stopped out at break even if we come back and retrace. But, yeah. I can't believe that guy that lost his $1 million inheritance on DJT stock options. He lost his wife and says he's going to bag hold. Wait, are you talking about that guy that made like $360 million off of a $1 million trade? You're telling me he didn't sell anything? I don't think that's true. I think that's BS. Not that guy. Another guy. But did you guys hear there was one guy that put like $1 million into the coin as soon as it got released? And he turned it into like 360 million or something crazy? All right, so I'm expecting this high to hit now. This high right here. And maybe even this high. Could I be completely wrong? Yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry guys, not DJT. I'm talking about the Trump coin. Not DJT the stock. Do 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 do. Okay, here's the macro time. Let's see what happens. So anyone that longed this woman at inverse is getting destroyed now. Again, guys, what did I just say? I thought this high and this high were gonna hit. Did they hit? No. Did I take a trade? No. Because why? There was nothing A plus. You guys will. I'll tell you when I execute something on the screen, and you'll see it. Why would I take this? It makes 0 sense. There's nothing. It frustrates me when people take stupid trades for no reason. Reaper, bro, when are you gonna do a mentorship course? Is that something you guys want? Do you guys want, like, instead of just like a Discord membership, do you want me to make like a course for you guys, or I'm not? Or do you guys want one-on-one mentorships? What do you want? Because I want to do stuff that you guys are interested in, not stuff that I want to do. SMT can still play out more. Yeah, I mean, we could do a mentorship. I'll see if I can add a feature to WAP. So like the link that I posted up top, guys. So on the link up top, there's a link to my WAP, which will connect you to my Discord. With the membership right now, because I still don't have that many members, I'm willing to do one-on-one teachings as part of your membership. So it'll be like a 30-minute session once a month for the first year. So you get 12 30-minute sessions included with the $19 a month. Now, once I get to 1,300 subscribers, I just said this on the live stream last time. Okay, so look, we're pushing here. Back to the high. Once I get to 1,300 subs, I'm going to start doing live streams in the Discord privately 3 times a week. And then on YouTube, it'll be 2 days a week for the full day. And then probably in the mornings pre-market. So like most days, I'll only trade on YouTube in the pre-market, and then I'll move it to the Discord. But once I get to 1,300 subs, I will very likely raise the price from 19 a month to like 25 or 29.99 a month. So if you guys want to be part of the membership, I would suggest you do it before I raise the price. I don't know when I'm going to do it yet, but sometime after the 1,300 subs. But if you guys want like a cheaper one-on-one mentorship, for now, I'm going to include 12 30-minute one-on-one sessions, 1 a month with your membership. So that's up to you guys and what you want to do. If you guys want like a whole separate thing that's like longer sessions, I can try and include that in the WAP. If you're not interested in any of the long-term plays or option selling or swing trading or something, we can do something separate. But for now, I think that's pretty cheap. 19 bucks a month for 30 minutes of my time every month is pretty good. You guys just I make quite a bit more than that, so I think it's a fair deal. But again, I need credibility. I'm not gonna start charging an arm and a leg for a Discord right now. An error occurred would cause Streamlabs to close.